Hello guys, welcome back to the Bench with Gilly. So, I'm Gilly, model tank guy, and today we're going to be taking a look at Justice Guard AK-47 or assault rifle. This brand is called York, and the company itself is called Robotime. As you can see right here, you find everything that you need to know about the company. Focus, there we go. Go to www.robotime.eu.com. Find everything there for your 3D wooden puzzle needs. First of all, we're going to take it the warnings here, all different languages. Choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3. There's the dimensions. That's how she's going to look when we're done. Now we're going to open this up and we'll show you what's all inside. So, stay tuned. Okay, we got the plastic ripped off. Let's slide everything out of here. There we go. Nice wooden box, empty. Everything else is sealed in cellophane wrapping here. All your boards and everything you're going to need. And here's the instruction sheet. Comes with the part count here. I'll get to that shortly. And here's all your accessories that go along with the gun itself. You got a bunch of little plastic baggies full with parts, a couple of springs, a little bright orange thingy here. You got a sounding stick, a couple of brass screws and rivets, and a little pouch full of screws again. Oh, there's a little screwdriver in here. There's your rubber band collection. All these parts I'll be putting into my little toolbox organizer. Everything's going to have their own little case. And that way we'll mark it and we'll know which part is which. So that'll be in the video. You won't be seeing me put it in there, so bear with me. And there's all our little parts. Now what we come to see is what's in the box. So as you see, we got a little sanding paper. Everything else is silicone wrapped into its case. Pardon my reach, just reaching for one of my X-Acto blades. Cut that open. And there you go. Oh, the smell of fresh wood. This will take you back to home. Wood. Again, here's the sanding paper. As you can see, it's a P240, so 240 grit. We'll stick that in our part count part box, and we'll take a look at all the pieces here. So, as you can see, all the sprues here are different lengths, different width of wood size. Here we got sprue C, sprue A, and so on. E, E sprue, S sprue, and then we got a different color of wood, and that's D, G, H, and I sprue, all the way up to I. So we got 4 browns, sorry, 3 browns, 3 and 6 plain white ones. All right. Now we've seen what's in the box here, let's get started. Alright, we'll read through the instructions here. As you can see, it all comes with these little parts. I'll zoom in for a better look. You can see I checked them all off already. Put them into my little caddy case. Everything's marked. You'll see there, we got them marked. So, we know everything's there, check them off. you ever need anything and you won't lose any parts, you can shake the hell out of this and it's fine. But we're going to be needing our wax or sanding stick or sanding paper for a build. Why the wax? Well, you'll see this is a wooden kit and there's going to be a lot of moving parts. And the wax is going to help it. So I read through the instructions already, and also reading through the warning. You go along, you see this tool with a little question mark there. Not the question mark, but you know this one. This little tool is actually a jig. You're going to need this jig, so build this one right away. And it'll come up in the next step here in step 1, 2. 1 of 2, step 1, 2. And as you go along, you'll see that little jig will come in handy. And also in the builds, you'll also come across these little, I'll zoom you in again, you'll find these little QR codes. You can scan these and they'll show you how these parts should be going together and moving. So, you guys can check that out. And this will be a helpful little tool as you build. And as you can see here, the instructions are kind of like a fold-out map style, front to back, with the back being the ending. Now that we got there, let's get started in building our kit. So we got our wooden little pieces here. There you go. Kind of zoom you guys up so you get a little better look. And she's not focusing right. There we go. Okay, here we go. Wooden parts are all numbered. They all got designs on them. Remember, design parts facing upwards all the time. Pieces are quite simple. They fall out pretty good. But if you do need a tool, I suggest a 1mm scribing tool. But as you go on, you'll see that you probably won't need this. So on the first part, we'll be pulling out F2. And here's F2, this big piece here. As you can see, all parts are numbered. There's F2, there's F1, there's a little arrow showing you which direction it should go. And paying attention to the instructions, you'll find that each part has to go a certain way. And for the little tools that you get with the kit, you got a little sanding stick. I suggest you use it. I'll take these little burrs off. So as you see here, you get a little chip of wood. Just set that down. And that's how they're all connected. You got these little connection points that you just got to break off. They're a little smaller than my chisel blade here, so there you go. There's part number 1. As you can see, this one has the art decal on the outside, so this will be my outside piece. As you see, there's nothing on the inside, so that's my inside. And as you go along, you'll see these dark areas. Sorry. See the dark areas here? These will be telling you to use your wax. And then you gotta start waxing out those areas so there's no friction. So just in this first part, I'll be doing a little bit of talking and the rest will just be building. But I will be doing some ad-libs in there, a voiceover as we build, just so you guys know the parts that are a little bit troublesome. T sprue. I'll be needing all these, the 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you can see, the 2, 1, 2, and 4 are the same length except for 2. And I'll show you quickly how I use my little scribing tool here. So this beginning of the video, you're going to be seeing me doing a little bit more hands-on for you guys, so you guys know. But after a while, throughout the video, you'll see me just going and going and going. So right now, I'm just going to show you how I use my little scribing tool. We'll find the connection points, as you can see right here. I'm just going to scribe along, make sure Some people would suggest using a hobby knife, but they're so brittle you can actually break the point and the point will actually fall off and fly towards your face. I wouldn't recommend that. Use something more sturdy like I did. This is a scribing tool you can find on Amazon or eBay at a decent price, or at your local hobby shop. Scribing tool is self-explanatory. You just go along and you scribe lines, and it rips away little pieces of the part you're scribing. So this is what right here. I'm just going to show you this part, and I'm not actually going through the whole thing, just enough to loosen the part that it will fall right off. See, I just use the tip of my nail, my finger underneath, pushed in, and pop it. And it pops out like so. There you go. Take your sanding stick. Again, this is just the first part I'm showing you, and the rest I'll be doing quietly off to the side. There'll be some music playing. But this is how the process is going to be. And this one's D4, so D4 is going to slide up to here to the front, and it shows you in the instructions where each part's going to go. So the way I like to build things in my models, I line up the instruction with the instruction part, make sure that it's lined up perfectly, and then just go along and make sure this picture is the same as my part. And that's how I know I'm doing things right. Anyways, we'll move on, and now that you've seen that part, we'll keep going. As you can see, the next step here is F3. We'll have to take our wax and we'll be coloring the wax in that whole part. Alright, let's go. Pull out the rest of my So we already put in D4. Let's start off with D1. So that's, there we go. And then go back here into this slot. D2 would be next to it, right underneath here. And D3. We know we put in D4 already. Everything goes straight to the end, to this junction point. So we know where to stop. There we go. We'll just keep going from here. And we got it all. That's this part. This side part. This way. That's inside, so we'll be going this way. And there. 3, go this way, connect it to here. Line that up with that. And 4 is going to go this way to this way. Connecting all 3, but this way. Go backwards. Voila. Alright guys, so the next step, as you can see here, we need some metal parts, and as you see here, they got a prescription here for a 1-to-1 scale spring, marked 10mm black and a 10mm white. So we're going to reach into our little part container here I showed you guys earlier, and I'm going to reach out and grab one of my pieces. Now we're going to reach into P6 10mm black. There's a 10mm black, and P5 10mm white. And if you're not too sure about the length, line it up to the 1-to-1 scale here, and this will show you which one's which. So that's 10mm black there, 10mm white, both the same. There you go. They're even kind enough to give you different color springs, so you know which part is which part is which. And fit into the end of the spring with the groove bottom closely. Do not leave a gap here. So I'm going to take our part here. One's going to go here and one's going to go down here. See where my tweezers is? There and there. Let's do this. So the black one goes on top. That's P6. I wonder if I can do this with my fingers without using tweezers. That, squeeze that in there with the friction fit. As you can see, it's staying. Don't have to move it, don't have to glue it down or anything. We'll do the same thing with P5. Make sure you got a nice leading edge. We can use our finger again. As you see, it's fitting there, it's not falling. There you go, next step. While we're done there, we're going to start doing the trigger. And as you can see, this little leaf kind of thing, or flower kind of thing, that says the painted side. So we always have the painted side facing outward, so you know what to do. And as you can see here, it needs all gray, so you're going to have to be waxing as well. Okay. And another little handy tip is you're going to be, once you have read your instructions ahead of time and you know which part has to be waxed, here's my little tip. Keep it on the sprue board and you can just go along and wax that part. Just like so. Flip it over, do the same thing to the other side. And voila. That part's ready to go. So another tip here, if you can see where the connection points are, it's best to squeeze there to break that point. And that way you don't have to worry about breaking too many parts. Like I said, after a while you get used to it, and then you'll get more brave and you won't worry about being so cautious. Because when you're cautious, that's when you start breaking things. Sand the part down. If you find that your sanding stick or your sanding paper doesn't reach a certain area, grab another sanding tool, one that'll fit into your spots there and use. So I'm going to grease that, and when I say grease, I'm just waxing it. Since this is a moving part, try and get the whole thing waxed up. Really nice, do the edges. Perfect, there you go. And we'll keep it. Okay, now we got our other parts here. And if I hear that some kits coming from out of the UK don't come with wax, you can also use beeswax from your local craft store. You can use candle wax. Basically the same as this, candle wax, so this is just a wax stick. There we go. That part's there. And we're going to move down. We greased everything up. So I'm just going to show you that part, we're greasing that part. Now we're going to slip this into here. You can see there. That's all greased up, and this is going to slide back and forth, which is pretty cool. All right. Next step. So the next step here, this is where that little jig is going to come in handy here. So right there, and we're going to be doing this. So far we got the little jig here. I'm going to have to go to part D8. That's right here. Fingers in there, and to our little tool caddy, and we're going to pull out P10. So P10 is 10mm shaft. So open my little toolbox, grab my tweezers, P10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're all marked. We'll line that up on the one scale. There we go. Put this paper in, and then we're going to take our little diagram here, line up our piece, make sure it's 10mm, perfect, same size. Remember, that's 1-to-1 scale. That means that's the perfect fit. Next, we're going to take our tool, which is our jig, and this is what it's for. Got that in, and this is just going to give you the proper depth and setting, so you know what it's supposed to be. There, push straight down, there you go, that's the proper setting according to this jig. And then we're going to add our piece and our spring to P7, just 25mm spring. First things first, do this. Make sure that this piece is sticking the same way to connect in there. Add that there. Take my little tweezers, pull the spring back, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. Well, of course it's going to pop out. There's no leverage to hold it in right now, but we'll be coming to that. Next step is another spring, which is going to be a 25mm spring. Again, grab your sheet if you're not too sure. Do your 1-to-1 scale measurement. As you can see here, this one might be a little too long. Nope, that's perfect. But just to make sure, grab another one. And yep, they're both the same. There you go. It says up here, P7, you should only have one right there. So that's right. And this will go up here into this empty space right there behind the trigger. So far I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm liking this. Now we're going to do a quick little check. Whoa! Fling! Ta-da! So let's put that back in. Let's not do that again. Yeah, that was fun. Alright, thanks guys. Thanks for watching the first part of the video. If you want to get your hands on one of these, don't be shy. Go check out robotimeonline.com. Grab yourself your 3D puzzle. And when you do check out, use my 15% discount, Gilbert15, for all your puzzle needs and get whatever you like. And stay tuned. There's going to be more of these videos coming up. Thanks.